Let's get to it.
Let's talk about Jaws.
Jaws. And Jaws 2. And Jaws 3. And Jaws the Revenge. Period. The end.
And Jaws 5.
No. That's not real.
It's real.
Don't believe him. It's not real. It's literally not real. I'm not even being fussy. It's non-canonical. So I remember I saw Jaws when I was a kid. And I remember thinking it was a big deal because I thought it was an R-rated movie. I was very disappointed to find out that it was a PG movie.
I think it would be R were it to come out today. It's at least a heavy PG-13. It's PG because they didn't have R back then, right? I don't know when they invented
Yeah,
the
they
R
had
rating.
R back then. I don't know why it's PG. I think they were just a little more lenient on the gore. I think maybe it might have to do with the fact that it's animal on human gore and not human on human gore.
I mean, there's the first scene, it's shrouded in the water, but there's nudity. There's language. It doesn't seem... I
don't know what was going on with ratings back then. Something wonky, but regardless, that rating persists. And so I was allowed to see it as like a... It's probably like 11 or 12 or so. And I saw Jaws 2 as well at that age. And at that age, I actually preferred Jaws 2. Probably because of the teenagers. Like, it felt more relatable. Like a bunch of kids, you know? That probably appealed to me more than a bunch of grown men just kind of like arguing with each other about manliness on a boat. Of course, that's one of those movies that I would watch every time I saw it on TV. Like, I'd always stop and watch it.
1 or 2?
1.
Okay.
2 is rarely on TV.
Yeah,
it's just 1.
Jaws
I
2.
had both, but 1 was always like constant. Like on every channel it was on. And so I'd always stop and watch it, and it became one of those movies that I saw so many times that, like, probably in my early to mid 20s, I just like didn't need to see it anymore.
Okay.
It's like I've seen it.
Yeah.
I know it, you know, when it like seeps into you. So I did come to like Jaws more, as I appreciated the nuance and like complexity of the first one.
Okay.
Their relationship is fantastic.
Oh yeah.
You know, and
that's I was gonna say when I was thinking about what we're gonna talk about with this video, it's almost gonna be, the challenge will be to not say too much about the first Jaws.
Yeah.
Because it's like,
you can just gush forever.
Yeah, there's endless positive things you could say about that movie. It's as close as you can get to a perfect movie.
It's a masterpiece.
Yeah, I mean it's fantastic. But also what hasn't been said about it. You know, we're like adding nothing by speaking positively about Jaws. It's like, it's fantastic. If you haven't seen Jaws, you should see Jaws. The end.
Yeah.
We can talk about it. I don't want to shut down any discussion of Jaws, but I just mean in general, I was thinking like, I hadn't rewatched Jaws in a very long time. I'm not a rewatcher. I'm a very minimal rewatcher. And when I saw it for the very first time, I was way too young, probably in the 5 to 7 range at my cousin's house. And
it's a great At My Cousin's House movie. Perfect.
Yeah. And I remember there's a big attack scene on the boat, and I remember thinking, even as a kid, I was like, I'm getting a little scared. I'm going to step out. Whatever. I'm just going to step out for a few minutes just so I don't see this, because I know this is too scary for me. I'm going to have bad dreams. Mom always says I have bad dreams when I watch scary movies. So let's be responsible. Step out of the room. And I just step out for a minute or two, and I lean back in to see if it's clear and I leaned back out of the room and thought, that image will stay with me forever. I accidentally permanently have a new scary memory. And so that was my first experience with Jaws. I did rewatch it later, but again, I would have been very young, teenager, and I hadn't rewatched it since until very recently. And on our rewatch as an adult, I think the thing that struck me, there are many things struck me that you wouldn't notice as a kid. Just the character building, all
the nuance.
Yes, there's so much going on with the characters that it's just, I don't know, it's fantastic. But my favorite portion was Richard Dreyfuss's introduction. I think him showing up and then leading into the autopsy, where even like that rebound of him being so confident. He's so sure of himself. And then he sees the body and it's like, it's too much for him even. And it's such a good moment because you get, I don't know, it's just such a great character introduction. He's so good at that. All three of the main guys in this are like, the perfect for their roles, and they're playing off each other perfectly. Whatever. Anyway, that's something I noticed about it. Was just the whole autopsy scene was great. And then he doesn't make it to the sequels. They couldn't get Richard back.
He moved on. Roy did not want to come back. Roy Scheider, he very much did not want to come back.
Did they get him with a contract or something? Nice.
They got him with a contract. And he was pissed about it. And there's him and the director of the second one were at like war. I think it came to like blows, like physical blows. Like he was not here for it.
Let me go over some quick one-sentence things with you. First thing that comes to your mind about some of the following. Jaws.
Fun. I had fun making that movie.
Jaws 2.
No fun.
He was not here for it. And he's like vocally, he's like, I loved working on Jaws 2. I hated every minute of it. And so he adamantly refused to be in the sequels after that. Made sure he was booked whenever those were filming, so he couldn't be looped into it. But that's second one...
That's funny to hear, because I think that Roy Scheider's performance stands out in the second one. He's very good in it. He's sort of he's the anchor.
I feel like maybe his frustration helps.
I mean, yeah, he
has a frustrated, angry presence in the second one. He's a little more frazzled.
He's traumatized.
Yeah, he's traumatized. He's paranoid.
I thought that was an interesting angle. It's the first one you see this. You see him overcoming his fear of the water. You see him longing for. He wants to make a difference, and finds the ability to do that in saving this tiny community. And then the second one is this very deep dive exploration of, okay, what would this do to someone's brain? I mean, he is a wounded person. I mean, he is an emotionally and mentally wounded person. And it's like, believably so. Yeah. The community, less so. Community seems to be, have a little bit of selective memory on the events.
Well, that's
of the
actually
first
funny
story.
because they intended in the second one to make Amity, I almost said Amityville, I mean, he looked like post-apocalyptic, like a ghost town, like because of how damaging the shark situation was for the economy of the town. Martha's Vineyard was not on board with that. And apparently, like, on the main strip, only one shop agreed to put boards on its windows. Because they wouldn't... They're... Because by that point, Martha's Vineyard was kind of over it. They were all for it in the first one. There was... Pretty much all the extras are, like, islanders from Martha's Vineyard. Some of the cast are even from Martha's Vineyard. But by the second one, they were just over it. And so they were uncooperative, and I guess no amount of anything could get them to like agree to that. But the idea was to make it look like the town was visibly damaged.
I mean, that would have made more sense.
It would have made more sense. Yeah, they just couldn't quite get there.
But then again, I mean, maybe not. Maybe it is realistic that this tragedy happened and a community just sort of collectively says... I
feel like you kind of have to if your whole life is beach.
Well, not even just that. I mean, it's just what we do. It's like that we just watched that happen with COVID, you know? Like,
yeah. It's just a matter of survival.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I also, it's just a matter of like, well, that was one shark. It was like a complete freak thing. This is like, that was except it wasn't.
I have had some experience with sharks.
What have you?
I think it's interesting, the addition of the teenagers who are such a central focus of the second one. Like I said, as a kid, I loved it. I felt that the focus on the kids was much more relatable to me as a young person than the grown men. You know, the idea was that, like, cruising culture was the thing in the 70s for teenagers. You know, American Graffiti style.
Okay, yeah. The drag,
the cars, and so they were like, let's take that, and, you know, they're on this tiny little island. It's believable that they have that same exact culture,
but for sailing,
boats, for sailboats, and you know,
it is. Yeah, it's interesting that they're all experienced sailors. They know what they're doing.
It feels real. Like that they would be more into their little boats than their cars. You know, they don't have anywhere to go on a tiny little island. So they're into their boats. You know, that's where they bring the girls. That's, you know, that's the whole... And I think that aspect really works. It makes it also makes the movie feel like more of a standard horror movie. Jaws, the first one, feels like it's almost... It just doesn't have a lot of the tropes that a typical horror movie has. But this one, you could almost call it a slasher. Because of, like, the teens and, like, the sharks stalking the teens and stuff like that. That's such a... We've all... You know, it's such a familiar frame for a horror movie. Did you like the teens? Like, do you like the introduction of...
Yeah, I like what we get of them. Like, there's not...
Yeah.
Jaws 2 does this interesting trade-off where they basically double the number of characters.
Yeah.
And then have the amount of character development.
Yeah.
Which is like, okay, I mean, that trade-off is about as successful as you would imagine.
Yeah.
They're not very well fleshed out, but for what they are, I mean, yeah. That's the thing. It's like, we're talking about sequels that we think are worth seeing. Is Jaws 2, Jaws 3D, or Jaws The Revenge, are any of those better than Jaws? No. Asked and answered.
Yeah.
We don't need to spend any time dwelling on that. Is it worse than... Are the characters less interesting than Jaws? Yes. But as far as horror movie sequels go, these are well within the average. I mean, they're like, yeah, this is perfectly acceptable. It's like what you said. It feels more like okay, now we're in a horror movie franchise.
They each have their own quirks, and
I like that the mayor's back. Speaking of characters.
well, I like that all the characters. I mean, we have the mayor, we have that deputy,
Yeah.
we have the whole Brody family.
Yeah.
And I think that the second it's like all the character development happened in the first, and the second is kind of just still sitting on the shoulders of that character development.
Yeah.
The brothers' relationship I liked.
You going out? Yeah. You going sailing?
Maybe.
Take me.
No.
I want to go with you.
Quiet.
Michael.
All right, come on. But be quiet.
I think one of the funniest trade-offs from the first to the second is that the first has many shots where, so first of all, they don't show the shark for a huge portion of the movie. It's like an hour in before we even see the shark in the first one.
The first one.
Yes.
Yeah.
But what we do see in the first one, over and over and over, are these shots of the ocean. But they're very, like, there's a shot of him working in his office, and he's got these huge windows, and it's in a corner, and he's got the windows on both sides, and the whole background of this shot is the ocean.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's the fear. The fear is what is in there. And they frame him to where he's surrounded by the menace. He's surrounded by it. He's engulfed by it. There's shots of him looking out at the ocean like it's like he feels eyes on the back of his neck, you know, like, or like he feels like he's being watched.
Evidence of a good director.
True.
Skilled director.
But what the second one does that I thought was comparably awesome was give the shark an awesome scar right in the beginning and then show him a lot.
Yeah.
So if Jaws is saying what's in the water, Jaws 2 is saying it's a big fucking shark and he's got a cool scar. And I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, I'm on board. It's like all it took for me to say, yeah, I'm sold. This is great.
Okay.
More shark, and this one has dino damage.
Dino damage!
And I like that, you know, a lot of the sailboats that they're on are these very low, like on the water, where it's just basically like the inflatable and like a tarp that's at water level.
Yeah.
Imagine how that feels sitting at water level with this shark. It's like you're not in a boat. Some of them have like a little boat, but like that you can feel the vulnerability of that. And like whenever the teens group all the broken boats together and stuff,
that was cool. I like
that. It feels very stressful. I think they rely a little too heavily on the same formula, like the same pattern, like the like the death of the shark is very similar and stuff like that. So that's a little disappointing.
Yeah. The third one and the fourth one swing for the fences more on the what we're going to do with the lore of what's going on. Two, you can tell they're still trying to play it safe. They're still like, you know, sharks are real animals. We can't get too crazy. Yes, formulaically it is very similar, and the death of the shark is very similar. But I thought it was cool.
I think it's fun.
Yeah.
In a way, it's fun. It has its scares. There's something gratifying in seeing the shark more. I know that Jaws works more effectively, you know, famously effectively because of how little you see the shark.
Of course.
But it is gratifying. You want to see the shark. You know, it's like
and
you want to.
You can't recreate that. I mean, Aliens famously upped the ante by switching gears from horror to action and multiplying the aliens.
Yeah, time like 1,000.
Yeah. And so, you want anyone watching these sequels and being disappointed that it's not as good as the first one or that it's not like the first one, yeah, the worst thing you can say about Jaws 2 is how hard it's trying to be the first one.
Exactly.
You don't want it to be.
Yeah,
you want it to be its own thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I don't know, it's annoying when I read reviews for movies like this where it's like you're just talking about the first one and how good it is and how this one doesn't add up, and it's like, did you watch this? Did you turn on Jaws 2 thinking it was gonna? Like, were you disappointed by it? For me, it exceeded, because all you hear, the average scores of these on Letterboxd are abysmal. They're like 1 point.
They're very low. And it's just, it is because the first one is on such an astronomically, that's one of the best movies ever made. Yeah. Like I say that with full confidence. That's one of the best movies ever made. And most people would agree. And so there's a long way to fall. There's a real long way to fall. But it's like you just have to change your perspective when you're watching. It's like you're not going to get that again. People miss the point. You're missing the point. And
and the point being that the shark has a cool scar and you see him a lot more. It's a cool shark.
Yeah, there's more than one explosion.
That's how he gets this scar. Let's talk about that. It's a great scene. He's attacking a woman on a boat, and she tries to pour gasoline on him and then shoots.
She just
she shoots a flare at him to set him on fire, but it sets her whole boat on fire. And then
herself. She dumps it on herself. She did a bad job.
And
she's panicking.
Blows the boat up.
And then she was the boat that was pulling the water skier, and that was, that's the poster we get. Same song, different verse.
Yeah. The posters are all very good.
Yeah. Jaws is one of the most iconic posters ever, probably. So why mess with a?
Yeah.
You nailed it.
Yeah.
One thing I found interesting about the second is that I've read Jaws, the novel. So the movie was based on a novel, and by Peter Benchley. I read it a long time ago, so I don't remember it super well. It's not as good as the movie, but I remember there being a very strong mafia element. The mayor's resistance to closing the beaches and therefore losing money. A lot of the reasoning behind that has to do with ties to the mafia.
Okay.
I guess he probably owes them money and stuff. And the second one brought in a mafia element a little bit. He's talking to a mafia guy, the mayor. So they were like, we left that out of the first one, so let's put that in the second one. I like seeing how people piece together sequels. It's the same thing with Paranormal Activity, where it was there was a lot of ideas swimming around, and they cherry picked specific ideas. So it was teens cruising, but on boats, right? But on boats. Then we've got, let's add that mafia element that we lost. We've got trauma. We've got Roy Scheider back because we forced him. Can't get out of it.
That scene where he's freaking out on the beach, waving his gun around, is awesome.
It is. It's a good scene.
Yeah. And it's similar to the scene in the first one where there's a panic in the water, but this one is so much more, it's very believable that it's I've been through this and I am scarred by this. I have a hair trigger. He's got PTSD from this.
Yeah. And the reaction is what makes that, because, you know, it's just a school of fish.
Yeah.
And like the whole beach just immediately turns on him and gives him such horrible looks. And then the younger son, comes and helps him pick up his bullet casings.
Yeah.
It's sad. You know, it's kind of a sad, it's a sad scene.
It's intense. It's more intense than you would expect from something like Jaws 2.
Yeah.
Roy Scheider specifically, like it's interesting. It's like Roy Scheider is doing a continuation of Chief Brody's character, very like beat for beat.
Yeah.
This is that. If you got to see that character exist for a whole extra movie, that's the performance he's turning in. And everyone else in the movie is like, we're in the Jaws sequel, dude. You're trying too hard. So it creates a weird dynamic with the movie, but I mean, Roy Scheider's awesome, so.
I remember always really liking the Tina attack on the little boat. Tina and her boyfriend break off from the group.
Yes.
Like, I like when the shark like is like pushing him against the water. It's a creepy image, and he like rams into the side of the boat, and she does nothing to help. For the third one, that started out as a spoof movie.
Yeah.
So they wanted Jaws 3 because it's money. And the original producers of the first two were like, we can't reproduce this. So let's go the other direction and make this like full on spoof. And which was kind of like a popular thing happening at the time.
It's a fun idea.
Yeah. Yeah. And they brought on a director who made those kinds of movies, like made a less serious type of movie. And he actually started the filming process. They ended up firing him and they went a different direction. They changed their mind. They decided to go straight with it. The two original producers left. They hired a new director.
I do want to mention the original title was Jaws 3 People 0, which is an amazing title.
Jaws 3 People 0. Yep.
I just really appreciate that. I just wanted to mention what they were going to call this movie.
Yeah. But instead they decided to make it serious and 3D also at the same time. Serious 3D.
And starring Dennis Quaid. As adult Michael Brody.
Yeah, Michael has like quadrupled in age in the past 3 to 5 years. He's a grown-ass man working in Hawaii.
At SeaWorld. In
this crazy like new SeaWorld attraction of this like underwater experience.
It looks awesome.
It looks cool. Yeah.
This is the Undersea Kingdom. 4 years under construction at a cost of more than $34 million. 4 pressurized viewing tunnels radiate out into the lagoon. There's the sunken Spanish galleon, Jonah's Marine Funhouse, the deep water coral forest, all connected to the hub, Central Control. And a deluxe restaurant and cocktail lounge, all 40 feet below the surface. The whole complex is built in our man-made lagoon, which is connected to the open ocean by a deep water channel.
Yeah, so we fully left Amity Island. We have just the brothers this time. We have Michael, as Dennis Quaid, and then we have the younger brother who is like a cowboy who's afraid of the water.
Yeah. Which makes sense at this point.
It makes
he would
sense.
Develop a fear of the water.
Yes.
But what doesn't make sense is my favorite moment in the whole movie, which is Dennis Quaid, who is playing Michael Brody. Michael Brody, who had he narrowly escapes a shark in the first movie.
Yeah.
Narrowly escapes a shark in the second movie. Sees his dad kill a shark in the second movie. One would expect these creatures to define an entire period of this person's life. A whole percentage of this person's life has been entirely overshadowed by the fear and trauma of sharks. He, in Jaws 3D, experiences a shark, narrowly avoids the shark, gets out of the water, and goes,
Oh,
What the hell was that?
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is that?
What?
What happened?
What? What do you mean? What do you mean, what was that, Michael Brody? He works at SeaWorld.
It's flabbergasted.
What do you mean, what was that?
What was it? He didn't see it. What could it have been?
It's a creature that hasn't
Who knows?
changed in hundreds of millions of years.
He doesn't know.
Not sure, though. What was that?
It's awesome.
Yeah, the SeaWorld angle on this is wild.
It's interesting that it's actually SeaWorld. It's not some default.
Yeah, like off-brand
yeah.
SeaWorld stand-in. No,
they're
they
saying
call it
SeaWorld, and it's the SeaWorld logo and
Yeah.
everything. And it does not
Doesn't
paint a flattering picture of
Yeah,
visiting SeaWorld.
No, people are like attacked on the fake SeaWorld beach. They get trapped underwater in that underwater attraction thing. Yeah, I'm surprised.
Specifically not by the shark. He
No.
causes the mayhem, but they're trapped because of like an airlock sealing them in, and they're gonna run out of
engineering
air.
issue, yeah.
It's like
Yeah, SeaWorld's not looking good. And then they capture a smaller shark that ends up not being the shark they thought was attacking everybody. That dies immediately in captivity at this SeaWorld.
Yeah,
so also not a good picture.
So I would say all four of the movies spend at least some energy saying, hey, sharks are actually like completely reasonable creatures. It's not normal for them to attack people, and they're important and they need to be ecologically protected and maintained, and you really shouldn't fear them. And the SeaWorld employees, of course, that is their aim.
Yeah.
They're trying to teach you about animals. And so they capture the shark, and the guy running the operation is like, I want that on display. And they're like, no, it's not ready for display. And then it immediately is like, it dies out of just trauma. Like, it's like,
in front of an audience.
Yeah, it's like a
Stops
realistic like zoo accident or water aquarium accident. I was gonna say water park. It's not something that happens at a water park at all. There should not be sharks at a water park. But it's very funny in contrast to the like, it's like we want to have a movie about a murderous 35-foot great white.
Yeah.
And we want it to be really scary, and we want him to be like a killer. He's like gunning for these people. But the one you caught is just a regular one, and he's so wimpy, and he's so like, he's just like a little baby, and like, it's just, I don't know. It's that realism is like entirely unnecessary, but like it creates a fun, I don't know, there's two modes in Jaws.
We gotta talk about the 3D element of it all. That's fun because we watched it in 2D, of course.
We did. We watched it in 2D. We didn't have access to the red blue glasses. But for the first time on our channel, we get to mention 3D in that sense, because all the 3D we've talked about thus far has been the more the updated version of 3D, how it looks now.
Yeah.
This looks insane.
Control, this is Venture 1. We're at 25 feet headed for the Spanish galleon.
I can see you now. Hi, Mike.
It is genuinely, it goes so, not only does it pass the, this is so bad, it's interesting, it sails past it.
Yeah.
And it is so unique and so interesting looking. To me, it looked like almost like an experimental animation.
Well, yeah, it reminded me of like the genre films of the 50s and 60s. Whenever they went for the 3D, like it's kind of low-key infamous, that scene where the shark is swimming at the glass, and it's like the climax of the movie, and he breaks the glass. But it's like the slowest moving shark, and he's just like floating. Like he looks like that, and he's just moving sideways. Like there's no like shark movement. And like they said, it's tricky with 3D and a shark because you have the fin, right? Because you have a piece that's sticking out. So if that is cut off by the top of the screen, it shatters the illusion. So it has to be like a distant shark in order to make it full 3D. But it just, so they have to keep it distant, make it very slow, because if it can't come up too fast because the fin, that shot is amazing. It's so funny.
It's very fun.
It's very charming. It's very, and then like we get a few shots of gore that's like that's floating at the
pieces
the
of
camera.
bodies and stuff.
We get an eel, of course, because like the only fish that like get a good eel there.
It looks cool though, and that's that's another one. I don't want to turn the channel. The channel could easily just be every video I'm complaining about what people are saying on Letterboxd, and I don't want it to become that. But I will say, tons of people have basically the only thing they have to say about Jaws 3D is the 3D looks bad. It's like, dude, readjust your expectations, please. There was no hope that 3D was going to look believable. You can't have started that movie and thought, I hope it feels like the shark is going to jump out and scare me. Oh, I'm disappointed that didn't happen. It's Jaws 3D, dude. We're way past that point. So
don't be a stick in the mud.
My opinion is that it would have been much worse with better 3D effects. If the 3D effects had been more believable, it would have less character. Yeah.
Yeah. It would be less charming.
Yeah.
Because it does have that like claymation-y.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. It feels like experimental animation almost.
Yeah. Or it's just like.
It's honestly what it feels like. It's like something you'd accidentally turn on Adult Swim at like 3 a.m. and be like, what are they doing now?
Yeah. So it has its charms. That one, it's.
Oh, 3, we get the first interior cam. We get shark.
Yes, that's a good shot.
Vision.
It's like, like a view of inside. The poor guy gets like swallowed whole basically by a shark. And he's like trying to fight his way out of the shark. And you get like
scary.
POV of his looking out.
Yeah.
And it's very claustrophobic.
Yeah, it's the teeth chewing, but then with like blood like sort of coming from behind camera, like you don't really know what's getting crunched up and chewed up, and it's
and it's silly, it's goofy, but it's charming again, and it does have a scare. Like it feels claustrophobic.
Oh yeah,
you've never really considered it from that angle.
It reminded me. It reminded me of the scene in Nope. It's exactly like that.
Yeah,
like, what if you got to see the inside? What would that look like?
Yeah, and that's almost worse. It's like I'd rather be chomped in half and dead immediately than be conscious as I'm being swallowed. That's a horrific. That's what made that scene in Nope so horrific, is considering that.
Yeah.
Like you just don't think about it, and then when you're confronted with it, you're just like, no, that's so much worse. Yeah, it's a good shot. So I mean, yeah, it's a good time. It's a funny time. We've got Dennis Quaid. We've got Leah Thompson in her first movie. And then we get the revenge.
One other thing I want to say about Jaws 3D is that who knows what happened in the edit and how much of his story actually remains, because movies like this are often troubled. I have no idea what the production was like on this movie, but I don't want to put too much blame on him for the silliness of Jaws 3D, but Richard Matheson has a writing credit on this. He is the writer of this movie. Now, he's written a ton of movies, notably in his writing credits, two that I really liked: Incredible Shrinking Man and also Legend of Hell House, which is very cool. I really liked Legend of Hell House, and I very much recommend it. That is one people should see. But what people would know of him is that he wrote the novel I Am Legend. That's this guy. He wrote Jaws 3D. So I don't have anything to say about that, but it's very interesting. I just felt like it's one of those things where you dig around in the credits of movies, sometimes you find some very interesting
You're just like, wait,
gems.
Who?
Yeah. So
I mean, the writing wasn't bad.
No, the story itself,
it's like
works.
A solid story. Yeah, it's just
fine. Again, it's
Jaws 3D. So
it could have and probably should have been people other than the Brodies. I like that the Brodies maintained through all four of the first sequels, but I acknowledge that 3D seemed to not, like, just the fact that they're not on Amity.
He could have easily not been Michael Brody.
Yes.
That character.
Yeah. That felt like a studio was like, we need some connection.
Yeah. It's like
I don't know if that's the case.
I feel like he probably, I mean, the younger brother comes, so I guess that's a kind of that tie.
But again, you even pointed out, it's like, oh, he's a cowboy for some reason.
Yeah, he doesn't seem, I mean, the last time we saw him, he was like 8, 9, and now he's a grown-ass man cowboy. And then in the next one, he's the sheriff of Amity.
That's true. Yeah, he moved back.
He moved back. He aged about another 15 years. He doesn't appear to be afraid of the water anymore.
Are you talking? So what's the younger brother's name? Sean?
Sean.
Yeah.
Sean. He's the younger brother. So he was like a toddler practically. He was like 3 or 4 in the first one, around 8 or 9 or so in the second, a grown-ass cowboy in the third, and then sheriff of Amity in the fourth.
Yeah.
The third, a big plot point is how afraid of the water Sean is, and like rightly so. He was on the boats with the teens in the second one, and he very narrowly missed being. He saw his like friend, one of the teenage girls that kind of took him under her wing, get eaten right out from under his grasp. So, rightfully so, you know.
Yeah. If you're going to bring characters back, they should be like that, where it's
the
like
development. You have to have a logical development.
Yeah.
So the second, I mean, the fourth one was a little. It took us a minute. Like at least it took me a minute of figuring out. It's like that. Sean Brody. That's Sean Brody. The Sean Brody.
And that's the first. So first of all, Christmas movie. Jaws the Revenge is a Christmas movie. But that first, he. I mean, I guess all we're talking about is spoilers, but yes, the first kill is him. He dies right in the first scene, and it's brutal. It's one of the most gnarly deaths in the whole franchise.
It's a rough one.
You think almost that they're gonna let him live with the arm bitten off, and it's like, oh my god, don't like let him just bleed out on this boat, and then the shark comes back, and it's like it's just it's very extended, very brutal. More brutal than you'd expect after SeaWorld 3D romp.
Yeah, it feels almost like an effort to delete 3D. The fourth one does. With the way that the characters are.
Going
back to Amity. The character development of Sean has been kind of wiped clean.
Yeah.
We're back to the central trauma of this family. Interestingly, that his death was supposed to be Martin Brody. It was supposed to be Roy Scheider, who of course refused to come back and made sure once again that he was booked and unavailable.
Okay.
So he could not be looped into it.
And he has died off camera in between the third and fourth one to Michael says it was a heart attack, but
it was the fear.
Yeah, it was.
What's the fear?
Come on, you can't believe that voodoo. Sharks don't commit murder. They don't pick out a person.
It picked out Sean. It killed your father.
Dad died from a heart attack.
He died from fear. The fear of it killed him.
It was the shark that killed him.
The stress of the shark situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can see a picture of him in tribute on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Classic.
Oh, also, I thought this was fun. I'm a big fan of when a tagline gains a life outside of its movie.
Oh yeah.
So
Two brought on a classic tagline.
What was Two's?
Just when you thought it was safe to go back in the water.
Yeah, amazing. Yes, you're right.
Parodied 1,000 times.
Yes, just when you thought it was safe to go back in the water. Two taglines that I love that have so greatly exceeded their films: The Fly and Alien. Alien is in space, no one can hear you scream. And The Fly is be afraid, be very afraid.
Those I forget that one. That's just like a
it's so good.
Like an idiom.
Yeah, exactly. And Jaws 4 is, as far as I could tell, I checked online, I looked around, I think it's the first time anyone ever used the tagline, "This time it's personal," which must be
yes, it is
one of the most parodied. I mean, it's like how Too Fast, Too Furious, that naming format became the joke naming format for any. If you're gonna say a joke sequel, you say to blank, and it's like default joke writing. This time it's personal. That's every joke sequel tagline.
Yeah.
But they meant it. And it is personal.
It's hilarious because it's like, what do you mean?
What do you
mean?
What they mean is that Ellen Brody Ellen Brody has
the mom
seemingly developed a psychic connection to the shark, and the shark is specifically hunting them.
Yeah, has like hell-bent on hunting down the Brodies from the northeast of America all the way down to the Bahamas.
Yeah, they're in the Bahamas in the fourth.
He follows them
with Michael Caine.
Yeah, notably though, the shark has been killed in each movie.
Yes.
So it's like a generational trauma for sharks.
Yes.
But I have information. You're gonna love this. There was actually a subplot of this movie that was removed that explains it. And there's a novelization of the movie that retains the subplot. And the subplot is that it's voodoo magic.
That's awesome.
That Michael, who's working in the Bahamas,
okay,
as in like his like oceanologist or whatever he is, has beef with some like witch doctor.
Okay.
and the witch doctor puts like loops in a shark, like puts a voodoo curse on a shark to hunt down Michael's family.
It's a shame they cut that, because I'm sure Jaws the Revenge would have handled a voodoo witch doctor character really sensitively.
Yeah, I'm sure it would have been lovely. But that explains, because, you know, that's the thing that people laugh about with Jaws the Revenge. It's like, what do you mean the revenge? What do you mean it's personal?
Yeah.
It's like, it's a shark, and it's not even the same shark. And so
Nor
that's
could
like,
it be.
there is no logical, like, there's no logic there.
It's a double thing. It's, first of all, the shark is for some reason seeking revenge on the Brodies. I guess revenge for the sharks that Chief Brody has slain.
Yeah.
But it becomes her seeking revenge. She's the one who
It
wants
has become
revenge.
her revenge on the
and it is very much personal for her.
Yeah, I mean,
So
that shark did kill Sean. So it is the same shark.
True, yes.
And that's the first scene, and then she's like grieving for the rest of the movie, and she's
grieving up until exactly the point where she just goes dancing with Michael Caine and she's fine.
Mind if I cut in?
Please. The world would be a better place if more sons danced with their mothers.
Grief over.
I love this weird dalliance that she has with the pilot that fly them to the Bahamas. Michael Caine, who agreed to do... He missed going to the Oscar ceremony for his Oscar because he was filming Jaws the Revenge.
Good.
And do you know why he agreed to do Jaws the Revenge? Because he wanted the money to build a house. So, and he did. He built his house.
That's a great reason to...
Yep. So they got Michael Caine.
I have an irresistible urge to kiss you, Ellen Brody.
Why? That's such a weird subplot. because you know, she's a widow, she's grieving, and he's like trying to bring her back to life and like taking her dancing and being fun, and then Michael like is feeling weird about it, like, this guy's hitting on my mom, and it's like, yeah, good for her.
Yeah,
like
dude, you're 40.
Yeah, it's like, you're married with a child. I think she's good.
2 Bahama Mamas, please.
Interesting.
Very interesting. The psychic connection. It's so... That's basically a trope at this point. You know, there's so many... We talked about Halloween and the third Silent Night, Deadly Night has a psychic connection plot point. There's a bunch of movies that are just like, we're gonna do something psychic. Let's do a psychic link, and they don't say it in the movie. There's just some editing where it's like she's
like spidey senses. Like there's like a tingle.
And I can invite Cinderella to the ball. She'll come in golden carrots too.
She like looks towards the ocean. She's like, it's here. It's so funny.
Possibly the worst, and so in many ways the best shark death of the sequels, because it is just it's her. They're driving the boat straight at the thing.
Yeah,
it's got the I'm not a sailor. I don't know all the names of the pieces, but the part on the bow, the
prow. Or
maybe
something. Like, yeah, that stake at the front of the ship. I don't know.
That they're just driving that thing towards the shark, and there's this weird flashback to Roy Scheider killing the shark in the first one, and they're trying to be like, oh, see, it's a mirror of that moment or whatever, but then the shark like just hits the boat and explodes. It just blows up, and it's like, it's such quick, weird editing that you're almost like, wait, what happened?
Yeah.
Smile, you son of a bitch!
It's
You know,
awesome.
she gets on her revenge kick because the shark attacks her granddaughter. Like she's like 6 years old and she's on a banana boat on the beach, and the shark attacks her, and that's when she's like, I have to end this. And so she, like, I guess she steals a boat. I don't know where she got that. She just gets on a boat and like
I think
goes.
it's Michael's boat.
Maybe it's Michael's boat. Yeah, and she just goes out.
Yeah, solo. Yeah.
What are you gonna do? You gonna have a conversation?
She's gonna go kill that shark.
Have a come to Jesus moment with the shark? Like, I don't know what the plan there, but you know, Michael and his coworker find her, and the coworker almost dies, but then test audiences didn't like the fact that that character dies, so that's why they filmed an extra scene where, just kidding, he didn't die.
Yeah.
What the hell are you doing alive, huh?
That scene was so strange. Because it's just like, what are we doing?
It was, to me, you're talking about Mario Van Peebles' character? That guy?
I don't know who that is, I guess. Michael's coworker.
Yeah. I thought they were trying to recreate the Richard Dreyfuss fake out. Because you think he died.
No.
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 No. Now we need to talk.
That's all there is to say about that.
No, we need to talk about Jaws 5.
That's all there is to say about that.
We need to talk about
That's
Jaws
all there
5.
is. The end.
And then they made a fifth one.
Someone did.
Called Jaws 5 Cruel Jaws, also known as Cruel Jaws, from 1995. This is Bruno Mattei.
So Italian.
Operating under the pseudonym William Snyder. So we watched the Snyder cut.
Yeah.
Cruel Jaws. Yes, this is unofficial. They did not have the rights to do this. They did not have any copyright ownership to the Jaws title. And they steal scenes from Jaws 2 and 3, and they steal footage from several movies, including Jaws 1, 2, and 3. I think maybe even the fourth one. I don't know if Revenge gets any footage stolen in Cruel Jaws, but the first three definitely do.
Just like a little different.
But my favorite one they recreate is the explosion scene from 2. 2 has the woman trying to kill the shark with the gasoline and then shooting a flare gun at it. That happens in Cruel Jaws in a much funnier way. Cruel Jaws is awesome. It's an awesome movie. It's formulaically the same thing. You have I think it's a resort community, but they are experiencing a shark problem, specifically a tiger shark.
Yes, and they keep pulling not tiger sharks out of the water.
Every shot you see in Cruel Jaws is of a great white.
Great white shark.
It's a bunch of stock footage and footage from other Jaws movies. Mm-hmm. But they're all of a great white. All the first 4 Jaws are very specifically, this is the great white shark. All the others pale in comparison to the great white. Cruel Jaws says ours is a tiger shark for some reason.
And I mean, that is like the only other shark that's on par with the great white, like technically as far as like attacks go. Like those are the only 2 sharks that are that do attack.
Okay. So there was like some thought put into that.
Yeah, so it's not like they just chose like a nurse shark that's just like beep booping at the bottom of the ocean. It's like a tiger sharks are also large and aggressive. So, but it's like that's not a tiger shark.
Yeah, it's not.
Daddy, does that mean that its daddy was a shark and its mommy was a tiger?
They also steal from... Cruel Jaws also steals from The Last Shark, which is a movie that rips Jaws off so specifically that Universal sued them.
Yeah.
And Cruel Jaws steals footage from them, which is incredible. We could probably have a whole video talking about the extremely loose interpretation of copyright laws that Italian directors seem to have. And maybe we will. So I don't want to get into that, but it's awesome. It's awesome that it exists. It's awesome that they call the movie Jaws 5. One of the things, it starts with him saying his summer plans, and one of the things he says he wants to do is disco dancing till dawn.
Sailing, tennis, discoing till dawn, that sort of thing.
This movie came out in 1995.
It doesn't feel like it. There's that one guy with like a bleached out mullet that feels like the most 1995 guy that's ever existed. That's what my dad's friends looked like in 1995. But it feels like a early 80s movie.
Yeah.
Which is funny. Because usually movies that late, like around the early 2000s, don't feel like that. You know, like the bad movies made around that time usually just feel like they're not charming yet. Like you said that the other day, that you can't wait till that era of movies starts to become charming in the way that like...
Well, no. 90s movies feel very charming to me. I can't wait till the early 2000s stuff feels charming to me. Eventually that's going to feel quaint and cute.
Yeah.
In the way that 90s, 80s, 70s stuff does now. Italian movies have their own... So Bruno Mattei, the only two other movies I've seen by him so far, I would love to see more, but the only two I've seen Scalps, but I also watched Terminator 2. So this guy directed Jaws 5 and Terminator 2. Terminator 2 is a ripoff of, shockingly, Aliens. There is a Terminator involved, but it is just the plot of Aliens.
Kill me. Please kill me. Kill me, please.
Hey, man. Now cut that out now, okay? I'm gonna get you out of there.
Yeah, Terminator 2, aka Shocking Dark, I think is the other.
Shocking Dark.
The Shocking Dark. Something like that.
Interesting.
But yeah, Cruel Jaws. I think honestly.
So that exists.
Counting all the sequels as all four of the official sequels. I think Cruel Jaws might be, like, if that's what you're looking for, if you're going to dig into these, which is what you should be looking for, right? If you're going to watch the Jaws sequels, you should look at them as whimsical.
They're fun. They're a good time.
And Cruel Jaws absolutely delivers in that department. It is fun and silly.
I mean, it makes, in the progression of movies, like, it feels like a natural progression.
It does. And yes, it is copying many, many, many of the story beats from the first Jaws. But no more so, I would argue, than Force Awakens or Jurassic World. Those are sequels that no one questions that they're a sequel, but then we invented a new phrase for that called the soft reboot. So, okay, Jurassic World's allowed to just do the same story. Why isn't Cruel Jaws? Why isn't the unofficial Italian fifth sequel of Jaws allowed to copy the same story as the original? It works.
It's allowed. They didn't get sued.
I have no idea if they got sued or not.
They didn't squash it the way they squashed the other one.
Yes, Last Shark got actually.
Yeah, that didn't even get released.
Yeah. You can watch both online though. There are places to watch both. I'm pretty sure both are on YouTube. Just like no one's fighting it. They're just some user has uploaded the full movie. You can go watch it, and you should. They're fun.
Why not?
Dad, why do sharks eat people?
Because they're hungry. They're always hungry, I think.
We love, as a society, we love our schlocky, stupid shark movies.
You specifically love
I love shark movies. Well, I mean...
Or you like any shark movie?
I don't like any shark movie. Like, I don't like the Sci-Fi Channel shark movies. But I will see any, like, released, like, Hollywood released shark movie. So I like Deep Blue Sea and, you know, the 47 meters down. Second one's better than the first one. And then you got The Shallows and I don't know. I'll see anything that's like officially really. I don't like the like made for TV movie weird stuff.
We watched some animals attack movies in preparation for this, and several I hadn't seen before, but I thought we could take some time to just talk about some of our favorite animal attack movies in the spirit of Jaws. One that we watched, which was definitely noteworthy, definitely worth talking about, is Roar. I mean, you really don't have to say anything else about the movie except that every single scene features dozens of on-screen, live, untrained big cats.
It's just playing, I'm telling you. But you could get killed. The cat's got a little excited. Yeah, that's all. Oh.
They are interrupting the actors. They're scaring the actors, and that's the shot. I mean, we can't redo these scenes. You work on the lion and tiger's time. They decide when the scene is over. It's incredible, and it's one of those things where there's a million ethical questions that come up with this, and
only in the 70s.
I am mostly of the opinion that you should not do this, and they should not have done this. But I'm so glad they did.
Sit down. You're okay. Sit down.
The way I explained it was like, realistically, this is a 2-star movie. It's
very light on plot.
And what plot is there is sort of dumb. They meant for it to be a cutesy romp. Like, it's supposed to be like a family adventure. It's not supposed to be a horror movie.
Yeah, but it's like I watched the whole movie with gritted teeth, like holding my breath. You're just like,
yeah, you're tense the whole time.
Because it's real. Every time a lion jumps on a human being, a lion jumped on a human being.
Yeah.
You're in the water with tigers right now, and they're like at you. Like they are like clawing and like biting at them. And it's like,
Wow. Oh, come on, you hurt my hand. Oh.
Well, what I said, though, to explain it, is like it's basically a 2-star movie, but imagine the last 2-star movie you saw, and now imagine every single scene had live wild animals in it. It's a better movie. That's a 5-star movie. I mean, it's like...
I mean, you can't look away.
No.
You won't forget it.
No.
It's just that kind of... It's just so visceral. That sort of...
I wonder if someone has ever done... this used to be popular way back. I mean, probably even pre-YouTube or early YouTube. Stuff like on E-Bomb's World, they do edits of trailers to be a different genre. Like The Shining, but what if it was like family, heartfelt, like
Mary Poppins
movie.
as a horror movie.
Yeah. You could recut Roar with just a different soundtrack.
Yes, it had a very like light, zany soundtrack that was kind of. Not like just like a different score.
Wait. Speaking of soundtracks, we have to mention that Cruel Jaws has the Star Wars music in it. So anyway,
it's like a hero's moment. And it's like they did it right. That's the most heroic music. Like we don't need to reinvent the wheel here. So they just used it.
Yeah. So I didn't want to. Sorry to double back and go back to Cruel Jaws, but I needed.
Well, no,
we need to mention
it's notable. That. Very funny.
But yeah, Roar's soundtrack is. It doesn't fit at all. It's so strange.
So lighthearted and like.
But that was their intention. Their intention was to show that these animals aren't scary. But it fails in every way. Yeah, it's.
Hank, this is madness.
We didn't watch this just recently, but I really liked Crawl. Crawl was good.
Yeah, newer one that succeeded a lot of. Because it's not a very common. We don't get a lot of animal attack movies anymore. At least we don't.
It's
not in like a big budget, officially released kind of way.
No, they're reliable, but yeah, it's like we're always gonna have them. But yeah, you're right. It's rare for it to be like that's the whole thing. It's just an animal, and
I don't know if this one counts, but we watched Infested not too long ago. Right,
Infested. Yeah, that was really good.
Which is a French movie.
That was
I think from like last year, from like 2024 or something, about an apartment complex that becomes absolutely swarmed with spiders. The Birds is a classic. I feel like I saw The Birds around the same time that I saw Jaws for the first time as a kid. Like I was allowed to watch that movie because I was like hankering for horror movies, and my parents were like, "Well, you can watch Jaws and The Birds." And I remember my parents like they were resistant to show me The Birds because there was the one scene where you see a guy with his eyes pecked out, and there's this one scene though, and I think I saw it for the first time with a parent, and they might have like not let me watch that part.
It's cute. We watched last year sometime on the recommendation of the guy who works at Firehouse Subs. He told us to watch Razorback. The 80s Australian boar movie. That was really cool.
But we recently, for this, we watched Lake Placid and Anaconda.
Yes. Anaconda rules. I really liked Anaconda. Lake Placid.
I brought a pork chop for luck. Maybe you could hang it around your neck.
That's sweet. Maybe later you could chew the bark off my big fat log.
Was that like a homosexual remark?
I really like Brendan Gleeson. That's what I'll say.
I like him too.
He's great. He's great in it. Not too long ago, we watched Arachnophobia. That was really good.
Piranha.
Piranha is very good. Piranha's one where it's like Joe Dante even talks about it in that Sharksploitation documentary I watched. He mentions that it's like, yeah, it's a Jaws ripoff, but who cares?
Yeah.
And he's right. Who cares? Yeah, this is Roger Corman doing Jaws. It's different. Piranha. Kevin McAllister. Is that his name? No, that's the guy from Home Alone. Kevin McCarthy. Is that his? Yes, Kevin McCarthy. From Invasion of the Body Snatchers. He's in it. He enters the film as a jump scare.
Well, if it still works, it's the quickest way to know if they're down there or not.
What are you doing?
Like from Cursed. Joshua Jackson.
Yeah. The boyfriend jump scare Sting and Cursed every time he shows up.
Ellie.
What animal would you most like to be attacked by out of all those?
Is it for sure that it's going to kill me? Like, there's definitely no hope.
No, there's hope.
Well,
you have to be in, like, you're in the water with the shark or with the piranhas, or you're on land with the lion, with the bear. We watched Grizzly Man.
Well, okay, I know it's not the spirit of the question, but the obvious choice would be something like bunnies, where they can't...
No, I mean, like, of what we watched.
Oh,
like,
okay,
out of
okay,
the animals
okay,
that we've seen attack.
Probably big cats. Because then it's at least, like, my last moments are I get to be near a big cat.
Finally get to touch a tiger.
Yeah.
Give a tiger some scratching while they're killing you. Just get up there and, like, ruffle. Just give them a neck scratching.
I love big cats. I really love big cats.
Yeah. And you, like, really want to give them scratchings. Because they deserve it.
I mean, nothing in the water. I mean, the water makes it so much worse because then you have the drowning
at a disadvantage
element. Yeah, the water is a place we can't survive with no attacker.
Yeah.
We also watched Cujo.
I watched Cujo.
Cujo's a manageable attack, I feel like. Average sized dog.
Comparatively.
Sure, yes.
A rabid Saint Bernard.
So cute.
He's want to give him great. Such a good actor.
Great actor.
He did so good.
He's got all that goop on him.
Covered in goop.
But he's doing a good job.
He's being so scary, and he's so not scary.
Cujo was cool.
Cujo's like it's almost just like a claustrophobia movie. It's like Panic Room practically. So they're trapped in the car, in the dead car in the heat of the summer. And that's where a lot of the horror comes in, is the how trapped they are.
We talk about the movie Fall, where the two girls climb up that tower.
That genre.
Some movies like that are basically, it's almost impossible for me to relate to the fear because I just would never, ever find myself in that scenario.
Yeah.
So on the flip side, of all the animal attack movies we watched, I think Infested might be the most likely scenario I find myself in, because the way that starts is the guy buys an anonymous cool-looking spider in a Tupperware container and brings it back to his apartment. That is something I would do.
You would do that.
I found that extremely believable. And yeah, even though it's one of the worst ones, I mean, in terms of situations to find yourself in, that would be very bad.
That's like a recurring stress dream for me. If I'm stressed, I'll find myself like in a house that's infested with spiders in that way.
Interesting.
Where they're like coming from the ceiling. They're everywhere, basically. I
don't specifically dream of spiders, but sometimes I'll fall asleep in a way that I'm like laying on my arms and they're both asleep. And so they're tingling and I will be dreaming that I'm covered in bugs. And that'll wake me up, but then I can't move because my arms are asleep and they're still tingling. So in my half awake state, I think, oh, I dreamt I'm covered in bugs, because I really am. And I can't move to check.
I like a creature feature. You know, like a monster attack. I like when things attack.
I like specifically when it is man versus nature. I like that conflict. And several of these sort of bend that a little bit, like
Have an element of it.
well, I mean, the written out voodoo subplot makes it less nature in 4.
I think that's why they got rid of it.
But in Cruel Jaws, it's not only a tiger shark, it's a tiger shark trained by the Navy to kill. Like that, it's like, so that it's a little different. It just feels different.
Yeah.
Than just, same with Alien Covenant, changing the...
We're not talking about that. Get you going on that. It's not time for that yet.
Why are you on a colonization mission, Walter?
I know.
Because they are a dying species grasping for resurrection. They don't deserve to start again, and I'm not going to let them.
Yeah, don't listen to the haters.
Yeah, it's...
Just have to write the
right
attitude.
If the question is, are they as good as the first Jaws? The answer is no. But the second question is, should you watch them? Yeah.
Yeah.
You should.
Yeah, with a different attitude. They're fun.
Yeah.
You get a few good scares. You get animals attacking.
And they specifically do no harm to the original. They never do a thing where they like rewrite it to where, actually that shark was some sort of...
It was a ghost.
Yeah, it was yeah.
I think you should see it. I think you should see them all.
Including Jaws 5?
No. Non-canonical. Not necessary.
Listen, the movie's called Jaws 5. I don't know what to tell you.
You can't just say something as, like, you can't just be a random person on the street and say my movie is Jaws 5.
But why not?
Because then there'd be chaos.
Oh, here's something. I noticed it while we were watching it, and it was one of those things where I was like, I'm sure this has some freaking story involved here, some Steven Spielberg thing. What's the deal with the shooting stars in the first Jaws? Did you look into that?
The what?
There's 2 very distinct shooting stars in Jaws 1 that seem to be...
Like in the sky?
Yeah, but they don't seem real. I don't think they're real shooting stars. I mean, yeah, it seems like an Amblin, like it's like his thing. Yeah, and then he did Close Encounters. He obviously cares about space. I mean...
Oh, I didn't notice that, and I haven't heard anything about it.
You didn't notice the shooting stars in any of your viewings of Jaws?
No. Not in a way that, like, I noted in my head.
They're extremely noticeable. Sorry.
Yes.
I get accused of
I'm
being
stupid.
I get
Are you saying I'm stupid?
I'm saying you're not observant enough. I get accused of being overly observant in some cases, so maybe these aren't obvious. I'm gonna put clips of both. I think it happened twice. And in my opinion, they are very...
You okay? Hey, Martin. You okay?
And it was just one of those things where as soon as I saw him, I was like, there's probably some whole story to this.
Maybe Steven Spielberg puts a shooting star in all of his movies, and we just haven't noticed.
Maybe.
Because there's 100%. There's gotta be one in, like, E.T. and Close Encounters. There has to be one in War Horse.
It's funny because saying this, it's one of those things, and every now and then there's just some thing from a movie that if you know, you know, and the fans of the movie, we're probably making some fan like enraged, like, you don't know what the meaning of the shooting star is. Yeah, and we don't know anything about it.
Steven Spielberg's signature star. Watch it. It just happened. It was just an astronomical occurrence. Blessing Jaws.
It seems like what do they call those? Optical effect. It seems like that's the way I felt when I saw it, but I could be wrong. Maybe it's a real shooting star. Maybe it's just magic.
It's movie magic. So yeah, that's how I end every presentation I've ever done in my life.
You just say, so
yeah. Any questions? I'm done now.
Should we start doing that? Should we start ending our videos and opening it up to questions?
Any questions? Put them in the chat. I will see them in 2 to 3 weeks. When I remember that exists. And I might respond if your question is good enough. And I won't respond if it's bad.
What type of questions are people asking questions about Jaws, or just are we qualified to answer questions about Jaws?
Probably.
I don't feel personally qualified to do that.
I know a thing or two. I'm an expert. Like and subscribe to the experts.
Yeah, like and subscribe for more shark facts.
She likes to sit in front of it. It's like the second time she sat right there. It's good vibes. She's vibing with the blue water light.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
Absolute bullshit. Fucking ridiculous.
I wanted to take a picture too. I'm scared.
Wow.
I'm sorry, Buck.
Are you okay, Cricket? Is this a safe environment for you?
She's been like hypnotized by the light. Don't go to the light. Don't go to the light. It is a way out, but not for you. There's danger there.
We got it?
Mm-hmm.